King's Indian fence, but I actually played correctly this time. Like, I uploaded a video a while ago on it, and I deleted it because it contained numerous inaccuracies of how to play it. So I starts with d4, and this is the King's Indian setup. But whenever white goes e4, you have to go d6. If you just castle, then white goes e5, and you have to play knight e8, because if you go here, you get trapped. So no, you have to play d6. Knight f3, and castle, bishop to e2, and e5. This is supported enough, because white takes twice, and you trade queens, then take here. If they take you take that knight. If they take there, then you take there with check, then take that knight, and you're up a piece. So that's why most people just take once, which I'll cover later. But what if they close the center? You go pawn to a5 here because you want to start an attack on the king side, but white's going to start an attack on the queen side. So what this move does is you are slowing down the attack. White will likely just castle, and you play knight to a6. I know here they typically don't want a knight on the edge of the board, but here it's actually okay, because you're controlling that important b4 square again, and your knight actually might be able to go to b4 or c5 in the future. Like, that's not terrible. Let's say bishop d3. You bring your knight back because you want to move the f-pawn. White's going to say because they want to reroute it over to d3 and play f3. When you go f5, they go f3, f4, and bishop f2. The positions of the King's Indian are very wild. You go g5, knight d3. White's completed like the little rerouting. h5, here starting your attack on white's king. a3 here, preparing to go b4, because if you just ignore it and play a random move, then they can play b4, because you cannot take again because it's pinned. So that's why you have to play bishop to d7. And then after b4, then you can like, taking is not good, because now your queen side's under too much pressure. So b6, and if they take that, then like you are going to start an attack. Let's say this one, like rook b1, knight f6. Here, like this h4 move. It's also good with like knight f6. You're preparing g4, and say something rook b7, g4. If they take that, then you just take back. And important, they can never play g3 because of this. You trap the bishop. So let's see what brings more pieces over. What? This? Oh. And what, something like this, okay. Yeah, like c5 is also another idea. And remember, your attack has to be faster. See, like you have to attack white with these pawns. Like g3, that's not a good move. Like that was a misclick. Bishop c8, you get the rook out. So something rook b2. And you gotta keep your attack up. So you could bring the queen around, or if you're like taking, I don't recommend that. So say white tries to bring more pieces over, or take back. Like queen g6, and white brings more pieces in, like knight a4, now g3, and if the bishop goes back, then you can take that. And king h1 is like a common idea in the King's Indian, but here it doesn't really work here. Is e4 is hanging. But like, if like they don't hang a pawn, and they could, let's say try and bring the knight around or something, like over there. Then G3 gets very strong. Just because like how much pressure white's under. And here you can go queen G5. With the thread going queen H4. If we go here, then like then here. And if they take, then you can take out the king or the bishop, but taking the bishop's better. And queen H4 is a threat. What can I do about it? I don't know. Apparently bishop takes H5, and after it takes, but white's king is so open that doesn't even matter. You just lost a pawn. It's like the knight or the rook. Like the knight can come closer, but the computer or something like this. Why is rook b8? I don't know. This is knight b3. And you just like kind of have to take. Even rook a7 here is very strong. And go here, you still have an attack. So maybe rook e7 after takes. Like white's king is still very weak, and you continue to attack it with. Like that doesn't work because of this. Like, that's like the basics of the attack. Like, you attack white. You attack white. And there's more trickier variations though. Bishop e2 and what about just castles here? Like this has become a lot more common, and it's very annoying. Like what a lot of people like recommend is like take, but I like to play knight c6. This is the Iranian Taimanov defense, and d5 here is most played move. Knight e7 and b4. This is the most this is a very confrontational way to play white and King's Indian. Knight to e8, like same ideas of attack. Knight e1, f5, f4, and that's f3. And so let's bring a knight over. Bishop d3, f4, bishop f2, and g5. Knight d3, h5, c5, g4. And you still get like a similar style attack, like say takes, and like knight b5. Like that doesn't work because you just kick it out. So why is to keep expanding on the queen side? You know, you just keep building your attack. Like, with like knight g6. Yeah, top bench move is like you're bringing more pieces over into the attack, and you're gonna get very aggressive. Like knight b5 doesn't really work, so rook c1. So something g3 could work at some point, because this does still look very scary for white. Bishop f2, like h3, like the computer likes bishop h6, and this is pretty good, I guess. But like g3 at some point could be good, but bishop d7 is a lot safer. Knight b5, it doesn't really work. Because now white's attack on the queen side's really lost a lot of steam, but your attack on the king side's still powerful. Like you can go queen d7 and defend your pawn on g4, and you're also attacking white's pawn. So after they defend, here likes knight b2 to defend. You know, you can play h4 without any difficulties, and if they take that, if he doesn't like, here likes h3, and if they take that, then what? Oh, that. Wait, why not this immediately? Okay, so that you can't take that immediately, and you still have a very powerful attack on white's king. Well, white does not have a very powerful attack against you. It's like how to beat the bayonet attack. Not for one of the most dry variations. What if they take and don't take again? Taking again doesn't really work. What if it's like castle or something? Well, like knight c6, still up your knight. And let's say bishop b3 or bishop g5 is a pretty tricky move. Like you gotta cover this. Say like takes, and knight d5. You gotta take that. I mean, I cannot do this because of this. No, wait, what am I saying? Like, and this and this. I mean, even though you're down in exchange, like, this is a pretty hard position to play as white. Or you could just do something like this. Or this. And like chip away with like c6. Or like if white takes that, then just like take back. And what this? a6. Bishop c. Oh, I get it. Like now you're actually threatening to take this pawn. And if they take that, then now the knight has to move. Apparently, here's best move to use. But they get the pawn back as well. Or not. Wait, what? I'm confused. Okay. Knight g4, bishop g7. And what? 93? Because what if I play something like this? And what, h5? Oh, the pawn's pinned. Okay, so 93 and f5, I think. Yeah, you kind of like eventually win the pawn back. And the bishop's also hanging. So that's how to beat like the taking the center variation. And that is how to play the King's Indian defense. No, not there. Now e5. And remember, show no mercy. Your attack has to be faster than their attack. And that means you gotta be fast. Because if their attack's faster, then you're likely going to lose because they broke through on your queen side and then they get to your king because they manage to open up the board a lot more, and at which point pushing all the pawns in front of your king is actually a problem.